Takes Green to the basket and finishes. She moves in. Gardner wide open, and she scored!
Welcome to UND Sports Extra. I'm your host, Dan Hammer. On tonight's show, we talk some men's and women's basketball. The two teams played a pair of Big Sky Conference games this past week. Men's head coach Brian Jones joins us in just seconds. Women's head coach Travis Brewster a bit later. Also later tonight, Tanya Eisenschmied, a North Dakota defenseman on the women's hockey team whose family has deep roots in the sport back in her home country of Germany. Our leadoff man tonight is men's basketball coach Brian Jones. His team played 2 home games this past weekend. Coach, both games were winnable, and yet you come out of the weekend without a win.
Yeah, it was, again, it's just that we're reaping what we sow right now. And Thursday night, a one-possession game, we make layups. We missed 7 right at the rim. I thought it was a highly enjoyable basketball game to watch, or highly competitive. Mm-hmm. But the little things, you got to make layups. We missed 7 right at the rim, and the last possession, we miss a layup, they go down and make a tough shot, and they win the game. And then on Saturday, it comes down to the backboards. I mean, it's something we've been stressing for probably about a month and a half now, but to me, rebounding is still about a mindset. You got to want to get a defensive rebound. You got to want to be physical. We played well. I thought we played hard in both games, but it's a byproduct of things we got to be able to do on game day.
Rebounding has been a challenge for you most of this year. It's one of those will thing and effort things. So how do you get better rebounding when there is just a lot of effort involved?
Well, again, today we're going to practice all week, just the technique things to make sure we're tight on that. But you're right. They got to see, our guys that we watched a ton of film, they got to see themselves do it. But to me, it's you got to change. You got to change otherwise you're going to continue having the shortcomings that we've had, because we played so well and so hard, and to finish a stop with a rebound. That we stopped the initial action, but we are undersized. We know that, but our guards, along with it's just not our bigs. It's our guards too have to get down there and rebound.
All right. The theme of the weekend defensively for you is playing a pair of teams with a lot of experience at the guard position. Let's take a look at Sacramento State on Thursday night, and your defense definitely set the tone in the opening minutes of this game against a very good team with 2 experienced guards in Dylan Garrity and Mike McKinney.
Yeah, we did a great job, honestly, on both of those guys throughout the game. It was their role guys that came in and made a spark. As you're seeing, we're flying around and making a lot of good things to start the game. When we subbed, that's when some things, through their pressure, they got creeped back into the game.
You were able to build an early 10-2 lead, thanks in part to what you're doing on the defensive end.
Again, active hands, just being in the right spot, doing our job, and you're going to get rewarded that way.
Quentin Hooker's going to knock down a 17-footer. Dustin Hobaugh is going to go to work here, and then you had a chance actually to extend this beyond an 8-point lead early in the game.
We did. We missed some shots, but then we had some careless turnovers that led to easy baskets by them. We don't turn the ball over a lot, but the ones we did, it led to wide open layups.
Quentin Hooker here comes up with the steal ahead to Eston Tyler, and then Jerron Nash for the lob. You talked about your turnovers. Mike McKinney struggled in this game early offensively, but he kind of got himself going in the defensive end as well.
Well, that's what he is. He's, as you can see right there, he's got great hands, great anticipation. He's one of the best steal leaders in our league. And that sometimes when you're struggling offensively, you got to be able to do those things to get yourself going.
Yeah, back-to-back steals for McKinney to get Sacramento State going. Carson Shanks, your true freshman, as you said, he's a true freshman. He's going to have ups and downs. This was an up night. He got good minutes in this game.
He did. He was very productive for us. It was good to see his confidence continue to grow. Our guys' confidence in him to continue to grow, to get him touches down low. He's not only a low post scorer, but he can face up and make some jump shots as well.
Career high 14 points from Shanks on the night, 5-7 shooting. Terrell DeRuin, he's a playmaker, isn't he?
He is. He's a really, he's our energy. In Saturday's game, he's off the floor with foul trouble, and it really sapped our energy defensively. He sets the tone, but he brings a lot to the table, and he's still getting comfortable. Regardless, a year and a half being out, he's still getting his rhythm.
I know he's just a sophomore, but are we seeing Quentin Hooker evolving as the leader of your team?
We are, and I mean, because he has so much passion. He's kind of the ringleader in the locker room and on the floor, because he's just such a tough kid, but in the right way. But I thought this weekend he was outstanding on both nights, defensively and offense. Not many people know about him defensively. He's such a physical defender and does a lot of great things there.
Second half here, you're going an 8-0 run, and you've got this thing now in a winnable situation late in the game.
We're playing well. Again, it comes down to the last possession, a great extra pass there for a wide-open rhythm shot. attacking the rim, which we did. Our offense is not the issue right now. We're shooting at a high percentage. Again, it's getting the initial. We're stopping the initial thrust. We got to get a stop.
You talk about the role players. Zach Mills, Alex Tiffin combined for 29 points in this game.
It was their seniors. All four of their seniors. Tiffin's a senior. Mills is a senior. Tiffin had 12 points and 5 rebounds, and Mills had 20, which he had 20 in this building last year. He's a hard matchup because he's a skilled, undersized guy. But that's a big play. We just got called for an over and a back. Jerome gets a steal. Now we're up 2.
Right. Less than 2 to play.
Less than 2 to play.
59.
This is winning time. What do we need to get a stop?
And 61-61 now, a chance.
Tie game.
30 seconds left to take the lead. And again, you're just not going to finish at the basket here.
I mean, we're aggressive. We're doing our job. We've executed. Again, slashing right to the rim, as you're seeing, right there. You got to be able to make that shot.
So that gives Sacramento State the ball back after a timeout. And, with guys like Mike McKinney and Dylan Garrity who can make individual plays, and it's McKinney who does make a great individual play for the game winner.
This is his only half-court basket. Only.
How about that?
Everything else was in transition, and it comes down to the last shot. And that scouting report we talked about all game. Our guys did a great job of him a left to right crossover move, and he goes right to his money move, and he makes the shot.
63-61, disappointing loss because you were right there with an opportunity to win against a very good Sacramento State team, very experienced basketball team, as is Portland State, who you hosted on Saturday afternoon. And again, it wasn't Winston and Wiggins early. It was role players like Braxton Tucker and Bryce White that got Portland State going.
Well, that just shows you the seasoning of these two teams we played. I mean, they got a lot of seasoning, a lot of guys back. Here Tucker is such a skilled guy. He honestly was starting at the small forward. They moved him to the center, and he's shown his skill level. And that's where our bigs had a trouble guarding those skilled guys. You've seen they're getting driven. And we have to do a better job of moving our feet there.
So Portland State had the initial jump here in the basketball
game. They did. We started slow.
Kind of chasing points here early.
It did. 13-2 to start. Our energy was a little low to start the game. I don't know why, but that was a big basket. That one got us going. Yeah. And then our defense got going pretty well after that.
Bingo. Your defense is what you got back in the game here, and points off turnovers were a winning edge. You talk about Quentin Hooker's defense. There's part of it right there.
Right there. I mean, those are again, big plays for us momentum-wise, and we need those things. Like you're seeing right here, right? We're playing hard, and you're going to get rewarded for playing hard and doing the right thing and being in a stance, and that's our transition was really good because of our defense.
Yeah, and here's your defense again. Eston Tyler with the steal. You closed the gap to 3, but then you only got 2 field goals in the last 5 minutes of the first half and trailed by 9.
We did. We missed 3 front ends and 1-on-1,
yep.
And that's what's not on there. That's to me, those are 6 points that you leave off the board.
You talk about Hooker and his great weekend. He did so many things. In this game, he had 18 points, 5 assists, 4 steals. He's been rebounding well. He's giving you play all over the court and in every facet of the game.
He is, and we need him to do. When he's playing at a high tempo, like you're seeing here, attacking the rim, our offense goes to a different level, and that's what we need to continue him to do.
Deshaun Wiggins didn't have a big first half, but he had a good second half. Scored most of his points coming in the second half. But you would rally back from 17. Jaron Nash scores 5 straight in less than a minute, and you get within 2 here.
We're there. I mean, right there, again, that's where we needed a big stop, and we had some silly fouls. We're aggressive. You got to know time and score. Silly fouls that put them to the foul line, and they made foul shots.
This is the biggest bucket of the game here. You're within 2 at 75-73, and then Tucker again. He was money all day with 38 seconds
left.
Again,
a post player hitting a 19-footer over a contested hand. That's tough to do.
Yeah. 82-75, the final. You continue your homestand, Northern Colorado at there in on Saturday. I know you're looking for some positivity and really looking for a W here this week.
Well, I think we need to win on Saturday. Again, we're close. We're right there. 2 teams that are very experienced, very talented. But again, it's going to come down. We need to rebound the basketball.
All right, we'll have the game live for you here on Midco Sports Network, 2 o'clock Saturday. Thank you, Coach. We'll recap the game next week here on UND Sports Extra. We're back with women's basketball coach Travis Brewster.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
As Coach and I observed, Quentin Hooker is becoming the leader of this team. Greg Ankers has more.
Hooker with the steal. Oh, he read that well. He read Gagler's intention to try to get it to Douglas, and he finishes.
The UND men's basketball team entered this season looking for a leader. It may have found one in sophomore guard Quentin Hooker.
I think by nature he's a very vocal person. Obviously he's still just a sophomore, still learning and understanding the key situations during games. But I've been very pleased with his development just in a short period of time since he's been here.
Even last year, early on as a freshman, he speak up a lot and he voiced his opinion a lot. And I know coaches brought him in here to do things like that, and that's the type of character he has. And I'm more of a leader by example, and Q's more vocal. So yeah, he stepped into that role, and we've all accepted it.
Hooker shined in his freshman season, appearing in all 34 games and earning 14 starts. He also benefited from playing with the likes of Troy Huff, Jamal Webb, and Aaron Anderson.
Each day in practice, talking to the coaches, trying to figure out where I can get better, both offensively and defensively. But I think overall, the game is starting to come to me a little bit easier, and I'm starting to understand it more.
Now, as the main point guard for UND, Hooker is taking full advantage. He's second on the team in scoring and leads the squad in assists and steals. And despite being the shortest player on roster, he's second on the team in rebounding, too.
Last year, Jamal was the guard that always got rebounds for us, and coaches said that this year I was going to have to rebound more, so that's been kind of a focus, just trying to get in there and box out, hit somebody, go get a rebound, and offensively, if it comes along, sometimes, yeah, it just comes to me.
One, he's strong, and he's got huge hands, just a nose for the ball. A lot of time rebounding that's what it is, but playing the point guard as well. His man doesn't always check out, so we need him to get in there and stick his nose in there and dig out some loose balls.
A jack of all trades, the team now knows they have someone they can count on running the point night in and night out.
Women's basketball coach Travis Brewster on deck here on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
We're talking women's basketball now on UND Sports Extra. Head coach Travis Brewster returns. His team fresh off a trip to Sacramento State and Portland State, a couple of road losses on the weekend. Coach, following your loss at Portland on Saturday afternoon, you were quoted as saying that your team needs to build identity.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, the big thing is, we based everything on rebounding, playing defense, and putting the ball in the hole. And we've gotten away from that. And so that was our mission today in practice, to get ourselves back to the fundamentals of, playing good help side D, playing good on-ball defense, and really communicate on the defensive side of the ball, and then work on some rebounding. I thought that was something we've been kind of tailoring off, or lagging off, so to speak, on us for couple games, and we've been fortunate because we figured out ways to have success, and then it kind of bit us in the behind here over this last weekend.
The road trip opened at Sacramento State last Thursday night. As expected, North Dakota saw a lot of threes and a lot of defensive pressure from Sacramento State, which built a double-digit first-half lead. UND trimmed the deficit to 5 behind Michaela Dyer, who scored 16 and was one of 5 UND players in double figures. But Sac State led by 11 at the break as the Hornets shot 59% in the half. In the second half, UND has another push. Dyer scoring, pulling UND within 5 with 10.5 minutes to play. But Sac State answers with a 14-2 run, pushing its lead to 17. The Hornets shot 50% behind the three-point line. UND committed 21 turnovers and falls 93-86, its first conference loss. All right, let's take a look at the highlights from Portland State Saturday afternoon. You got down 17-3 early, but then you get a 10-0 run here going, and you get things manageable and back in the game.
Yeah, and we've talked about that. It's been part of, a reoccurring thing with us throughout the year, and we got to start maintaining an even keel of play, and here's Megan making a great steal and getting down and getting a freebie, and I thought we were kind of going in the right direction.
Second chance points were a big factor for you in the comeback in the first half.
Oh yeah, we got the ball inside, got the rebounds. Michaela Dyer had 9 rebounds that game.
Yeah,
that's a big deal to have your guard rebound that well. And Emily's just been consistent down there. There's no getting around it at all.
Yeah, Evers was going to score again here, and at the half, Portland led it 39-33. Second half here, you got to work, and Maya Lloyd is going to be productive again in and around the paint.
Yeah, she's really worked hard, just kind of redefining her game, be able to hit those small shots like that, 15 on and in. But she's just tough around the glass. Good pass by Megan there to Emily for an easy score.
That ties the game at 54. Michaela Dyer, very strong game, 21 points, 6 assists on Saturday.
Yeah, she's playing a pretty complete game. This game came down to the defensive end, but there again, Emily crashes the boards there and does a great job.
Then with just under 2 to play, Dyer with the hoop and one. We're tied at 68, so this is going right down to the wire, as you said.
Yeah, we gave ourselves a chance, to just have an opportunity at it. I thought we gave ourselves good looks, but you know what? You got to make the plays at the end.
You saw Dyer hit the shot. That tied the game at 70 under a minute to play. Then Emily Eason with her 7th three-pointer of the game, and that's the difference right there, the three-pointer late.
Yeah, I mean, their team made 9, she made 7 of them.
Right.
We got to be able to identify a shooter there. They missed a free throw, which was smart on that part. Now we have to get a shot up here. We're out of timeouts, and that's just kind of how the ball game went for us. We were a step late almost the whole basketball game.
One quick comment on Northern Colorado. One game this week at Northern Colorado on Saturday.
Only 2 teams to focus on, us and them. Plain and simple. You know what? And they're a strong team. They're playing well right now.
All right, Coach. Good luck in Greeley on Saturday. We'll recap it next week here on UND Sports Extra. We're back and talk a little women's hockey here next.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
Welcome back. The North Dakota women's hockey team opened the second half of the season last weekend in non-conference play, hosting Syracuse on Saturday. North Dakota opens the scoring. Less than a minute to go in the first. Grayson Hershey picks up her 6th goal of the season. North Dakota leads at 1-0. Move to the midway portion of the second period now. North Dakota on the power play. Layla Marvin with the goal, her first of the year. UND leads 2-0. UND extends its lead in the third period. Kayla Gardner moving into the circle, and then trailing on the play, actually, Gardner, and she bangs it in for a 3-0 North Dakota lead. Shelby Amsley-Benzie got good defense in front of her. North Dakota limited Syracuse in shots, and Amsley-Benzie ends up with 14 saves as North Dakota defeats Syracuse 4-1 for its 10th win of the year. North Dakota dominated statistically on Sunday, yet lost the game. UND threw 45 shots on Syracuse goaltender Jen Gilligan. She was the difference in the game. Syracuse strikes here for an early 1-0 lead. Then in the opening seconds of the second, Alicia Burris puts Syracuse up 2-0. North Dakota got on the board here, got within striking distance later in the second period. Hershey with her 2nd of the weekend to get North Dakota within 2-1. UND had multiple grade A scoring chances, multiple breakaways in this hockey game, but it was Jen Gilligan with a career-high 44 saves that was the difference in this as Syracuse beats North Dakota 2-1. North Dakota is bound for Ohio State as it returns to WCHA play this weekend. We are happy to have North Dakota defenseman Tanya Eisenschmied with us this week here on UND Sports Extra. Happy New Year. How are you?
Thank you. Happy New Year to you,
Good to chat with you again. Let's chat about you and your family a little bit. The Lamoureux family, of course, is the first family of hockey here in Grand Forks. In many ways, the Eisenschmied family is kind of one of the premier hockey families in Germany. Tell me about you and your siblings and your involvement in hockey.
Well, we started playing hockey in kindergarten, or better, just learn how to skate in kindergarten. Everyone just kind of went to the rink and started skating, and ever since we just played.
Right, and you have an older brother, or a younger brother, rather.
I have a younger brother.
Marcus.
Yep.
And also a younger sister, Nicola, and all 3 of you have competed for Germany in international competition. Tell us about that.
Well, I was on a national team for the first time when I was, I'd say, 16.
Right.
And then my brother played U16, U18, and U20 just at the World Championship last week.
Right.
And then my sister came on a national team this year, actually, the A team. And last week was the first time I played with her.
Right. So you played with Nicola.
Exactly.
Last week in international competition.
Yep. That
what
was
a special tournament that was.
Yeah, it was good. We got 4th out of 6, so that was not bad for us. And it was fun to play with her.
Yeah.
I was in the same line with her.
Wow. So what a last 7 or 8, 9 months it's been for you, because you played in the Winter Games
Exactly.
last February. Reflect on that a little bit.
It was a great experience. I loved being there. I saw all the Olympic Village. I played against great teams. We got 7th out of 8, so that was not bad for us. And even though we expected a little bit more, but yeah.
Now, the town that you are from in Germany is a fairly small town, right? And that's called Kaufbeuren, Germany. Kind of a little hockey hotbed, is it?
It is. Hockey's really big there because that's all we have pretty much. Just like here, the rink, like everybody goes to the rink and just watches hockey or plays hockey, so it's something special.
So how is it that you and Marcus and Nicola, your siblings, have become so involved in the sport? Where did that come from?
I don't really know because my dad didn't really play. He just played for fun. We just kind of went to the rink and skated, and we just never stopped because we loved it so much.
Yeah. What's this experience been for you, like here at the University of North Dakota, Tanya? A big decision to go across the ocean, to come to America, to attend college, be away from family and friends. What's the experience been like?
It's been great. I was scared at first to come here because it was a huge decision, a huge step, but it's been great. I don't regret a second of it. It's just awesome.
All right. Well, have a good rest of the season.
Thank you.
You're off for Ohio State this weekend.
Yep.
Tanya, again, part of the Eisenschmied family, the hockey family of Germany. Tanya, Marcus, and Nicola, all having represented Team Germany in international competition. Thanks, Tanya.
Thank you.
We're back with more here on UND Sports Extra.
UND Sports Extra on Midco Sports Network is presented by the University of North Dakota.
A UND triple header this weekend on Midco Sports Network. Men's hockey Friday and Saturday night, sandwiched in between men's basketball Saturday afternoon. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for North Dakota Hockey with Dave Haxtell.